Love these. Can we get some witch facts for Halloween, please? Yes, certainly. Did you know one of the earliest records of a witch is actually in the Bible? In the book of 1 Samuel, there is mention of King Saul getting the witch of Endor to help summon the spirit of the dead prophet Samuel to help defeat the Philistine army. How was my witch laugh? Any good? No? I'll do some more Halloween facts through the month of October. Maybe not just in this hat. I've got other things. It's gonna be cool. Hey, it's spooky month. Can you do Halloween? Yes, certainly. Did you know Harry Houdini died on Halloween in 1926? Did you also know that trick-or-treating has been around since medieval times? Back then it was called guising in Scotland and Ireland, and young people would dress up and go to houses asking for food or money in exchange for songs and poems and other tricks. Oh my God, is that a full moon? No, it's okay, it's just me, don't worry. But did you know the tradition of dressing up actually was a way of the Celtics and the other Europeans from hiding from ghosts? Now, they thought if they wore a mask when they left their house, that spirits would not be able to see them, as they would think they were also ghosts. Also, when people left their houses, they would leave a bowl of food outside to keep the spirits happy so they would not enter their home. Now me, I'll be fine. I've got a bowl of Weetabix out the front, and I've got masks for days. Don't worry, it's still me. Can we get some facts about Halloween? I'm curious. Yes, certainly. Did you know that the film Halloween was on a very tight budget? So the famous Michael Myers mask? Yeah, it was actually a William Shatner mask that they bought. And when he found out, he said he was honoured. I would be too. Did you know that Samhainophobia is actually a fear of Halloween? And did you know in medieval times, owls were said to be witches? And when you heard the hoot of an owl, it was actually meant to be that someone was about to die. Scary. What the bloody hell was... Ah! But you've got to do Halloween facts. Yes, certainly. Let's go with the origin. The origin of Halloween can be traced all the way back to the ancient Celts and their after-harvest festival of Samhain, during which people would don costumes and light bonfires, which is spookily called bonfire because it's bone and fire mixed together. Ugh. They actually used to put cattle bones in their fires as a ritual. Spooky. And during the wide spread of Christianity across Britain, Pope Gregory III, in an attempt to amalgamate religions, actually donned November the 1st as All Saints' Day and October the 31st as All Hallows' Eve, and would incorporate some of the Samhain rituals into this day. Interesting. Well, it's time for me to put my Samhain mask on for this year. It's a spooky one, don't get scared. It's like a little wolfy fox thing. I can't see out of it. I probably should have taken my glasses off, but you get the idea. Can you do facts about vampires? Yes, certainly.
Did you know the origin of the word vampire is highly disputed? Some believe it comes from the Hungarian vampire, whereas others believe the Turkish word for witch, and others believe it is the Greek word to drink. Did you know one of the earliest vampires written about can be traced back to Greek mythology in the story of a young man called Ambrosio? Did you know in some religions in the Balkans they believe if you leave a watermelon or a pumpkin out for over 10 days, it will turn into a vampire? Did you know according to Romanian legend, to find a vampire you need a 7-year-old boy and a white horse? Did you know in the New England vampire panic of the 1800s, they dig up bodies, they burn hearts and they sever heads, as they were worried they would rise from the grave to kill people?
It's about werewolves, please. Love the vids. Thank you very much. Yes, certainly. Did you know werewolves are actually supposed to come from an ancient mythical disease called lycanthropy? Did you know that werewolves hate salt? Did you know that in the 1760s in France they actually had a werewolf epidemic, which is said to have taken the lives of over 100 people? There were reports of a giant wolf running around killing people, and to this day no one has actually figured out what it actually was. Ooh. Did you know that some people believe the origin came from Norse mythology, from a giant, horrific, wolf-like creature called Fenrir, who lived with the gods and was actually the son of Loki, whereas others believe that it actually comes from Greek mythology and the king Lythian, who was actually turned into a wolf by Zeus. Ooh. What in the blue blazes is... Can we get some spooky facts for spooky season? Yes, certainly. Did you know upon death the last thing to go is your sense of hearing? Ooh, no idea how they know that though, if I'm honest. Did you know the 1982 horror film Poltergeist is said to be cursed? This is because 4 of the main cast members died shortly after its release, including the child star who died at the age of 12 from a bowel obstruction. Jesus. Did you know there is a church in the Czech Republic decorated with human bones? Ha! This is actually because they ran out of places to bury people, and the priest said they'd actually be closer to God if they decorated the church with their bones. That's crazy. Happy spooky season. Stabby stabby. Can we get a video about horror movie facts? Yes, certainly. I love horror. Did you know that Ed Gein was actually inspiration for not only Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but also Silence of the Lambs? If you don't know who Ed Gein is, he's the man who, when his house was raided, he had 7 heads, lampshades made out of human skin, a blind that was pulled down by a lip, and a belt made of human nipples. Ha! Nipple belt. Did you know that Gene Hackman almost starred in Silence of the Lambs? Did you know that Tim Burton almost directed Gremlins? Did you know that The Exorcist director William Friedkin said that The Babadook is the scariest film he's ever seen? It's worth a watch. Did you know that the name of the demon in The Exorcist is actually Pazuzu, which is the king of demons in Babylonian mythology? And did you know that Child's Play is actually based on a true story about a doll called Robert the Doll? Look it up. I'm now not going to sleep for weeks, so thanks for this one. The Origin of the Jack-o'-lantern by the Tale of Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was an Irishman who invited the devil to have a drink with him. True to his name, Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for his drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin that Jack could use to buy their drinks. Once the devil did so, Jack decided to keep the money in his pocket next to a silver cross, which stopped the devil from turning back into his original form. Jack eventually freed the devil under the condition he would not bother Jack for 1 year. Should he die, the devil would not claim Jack's soul. The next year, Jack tricked the devil again by climbing into a tree to pick a piece of fruit. While the devil was up the tree, he carved the sign of a cross into the bark so the devil could not come down until he promised that he would not bother Jack for 10 more years. Soon after, Jack died. As the legend goes, God would not allow such an unsavory figure into heaven. The devil, upset by the trick Jack had played on him and keeping his word not to claim his soul, he would not allow Jack into hell. He sent Jack off into the dark with only a burning coal to light his way. Jack put the coal into a carved-out turnip and has been roaming the earth ever since. The Irish began to refer to this ghostly figure as Jack of the Lantern, and then simply Jack-o'-lantern. Can we get some skeleton facts for Spooktober? Yeah, certainly. Did you know that half of the bones found in your body are actually found in your hands and feet? Ha! Did you know your skeleton weighs about 14% of your body weight? Did you know that humans and giraffes have the same amount of neck bones? 7! Did you know that owls regurgitate pellets containing entire animal skeletons they've swallowed? Ugh. Did you know that the collagen in your bones is permanently replenishing itself? So basically, you get a new skeleton every 7 years. Ha! And did you know, rumour has it, that the animatronic skeleton pirates at Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, apparently some of them are made from real human remains. Ooh. God, I hope that's not true. Ugh. Could you speak the chorus of Monster Mash in your most excellent voice? Yes, certainly. I was working in my lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
The mash!
he did the monster mash.
The master mash!
It was a graveyard smash.
The master mash!
It caught on in a flash.
The master mash!
They did the monster mash from my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get electric jolt from my electrode.
The mash.
They did the monster mash.
The mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
The mash.
It caught on